1 year in and COVID-19 continues to rage on worldwide. Despite cases declining in summer, many scientists began to warn of a potential second wave, a result caused by the easing of lockdown strategies before the virus was under control.
As soon as people lifted restrictions, people could go out to restaurants and bars or to churches again, we saw a resurgence of the virus.
A wave is defined as a peak. So if you have an outbreak goes up and come down, and then goes up again, we call it second wave. So I think that we have a lot of debate among the scientists ourselves. Is that a good terminology to call it second wave? Because for most of the country, the first wave never finished. Especially USA, you look at the curve, it's like that. So basically you get to the 80% of the first peak, and then you go up again.
But the worst was yet to come. With the change of seasons, winter brought with it a groundbreaking number of cases and deaths in the West. And this time, Asia wasn't spared either, as Japan and Korea entered yet another wave of infections.
In general terms, winter, we're more worried about this virus transmission. One is that winter, people tend to stay indoors, so we have close contact, air circulation is not as good.
In fact, same virus particle, the same droplet that's out in the air, smaller, suspended in the air longer. Which means in the same room, I could come back in later and get infected because it was used by someone in COVID-19 earlier.
If there's one thing the virus hates, it's Mr. Sunshine. And coupled with humidity, it now has nowhere to hide.
So that's, on one hand, is good news to us because by default, a virus have a lipid envelope means they are relatively fragile. In a hot, humid sort of environment, that the virus with the humidity will drop to the ground, so they don't stay in the air for long. So if you don't destroy the virus, but the virus is not in the air, it cannot transmit. If it's outside, in hot and humid and with sunshine, then it's even worse for the virus because the UV from the sunlight can actually penetrate the virus particle and destroy the virus.
With months till summer's arrival, the world is likely to emerge from winter with more infections than ever before. But while people wait on the vaccine, it is going to take a lot more to keep the virus at bay.
Luckily for us, the ways to prevent COVID-19 are very similar to influenza. And our ability to react to that as a human society will depend on social and political control and suppression of the virus through masks, distancing, and hand hygiene. These may all be interventions that we may need to continue for some period of time after the vaccine is introduced. Because really, until all of us are safe, none of us is safe.